The Premier League is back after some midweek FA Cup fixtures, and the Premier League clubs did not do themselves any justice. First of all, you had Leicester City losing 2-1 to Blackburn at home, then you had Spurs losing to Sheffield United 1-0, and then worst of all, League 2 Grimsby beat Southampton. But this is the Premier League, so let's get into my Game Week 26 predictions. If you are new to the channel, I really appreciate if you could subscribe, and if you do enjoy the video, make sure to leave a like. Manchester City versus Newcastle. The fixture earlier on between these two sides is one of the best games of the season, but I feel like this one is going to be quite the opposite. I feel like Man City are going to comfortably win this game. Newcastle are fresh out of losing the Carabao Cup final. They're going to be low on confidence. There is the phrase, don't kick a man when he's down. Well, I think Manchester City are going to do twice that. Manchester City are going to kick Newcastle so hard that there might be a chance at the end of this game week that Liverpool go above them. Liverpool, that's embarrassing. I reckon City will win this game 2-0 thanks to goals from Erling Haaland and Phil Foden. Chelsea versus Leeds, and you just have to feel sorry for Chelsea fans. They scored one goal in the entirety of February. Leeds are in a relegation battle and they're not even that bad. It's no secret it's not been a good season for Chelsea, but just to emphasise that, Chelsea are now closer to the relegation zone than they are to the top four. Graham Potter left Brighton for a bigger project than Chelsea, and now Brighton are higher in the league. I posted a video about Chelsea's problems earlier on in the week, so if you want a more in-depth analysis, make sure to go watch that. Leeds are definitely going to win this game. Chelsea already lost to Southampton at Stamford Bridge. What's going to stop Leeds? Leeds are going to win this game 1-0 thanks to a goal from Patrick Bamford. Arsenal versus Bournemouth. Arsenal with a very convincing performance midweek, beating Everton 4-0, getting revenge for the fixture a few weeks ago where they lost at Goodison Park. They have a 5-point lead top of the table. You'd surely think now, going into March, that they will win the Premier League, that they will not bottle it this time. Arsenal really shouldn't be dropping points to Bournemouth at home, so I would fancy them to go out and win this game 3-0 thanks to goals from Saka and a brace from Martinelli. Aston Villa versus Crystal Palace. Even more bad news for Chelsea fans as both of their rivals face off. If Aston Villa win this game, they go above Chelsea, and if Crystal Palace win, they'll only be 1 point off them. If Chelsea keep playing the way they're playing, I reckon they honestly do finish 15th, because both of these sides have picked up some decent results. Crystal Palace with a good performance versus Liverpool last week. Similar to Chelsea, Palace's problem is that they don't score enough goals. The fact this game is at Villa Park, I would fancy Aston Villa, especially under Unai Emery, to go out and win this game 2-0. Brighton versus West Ham. Both teams played midweek fixtures in the FA Cup. Brighton did it on a cold and windy Tuesday night at Stoke, and West Ham bottled the lead at Old Trafford. Evan Ferguson returned from his injury and scored a goal versus Stoke. I'm absolutely in love with the lad, and yes, I am biased of course because he's Irish and well, we've lacked a striker since Robbie Keane retired, but I do think he is going right to the very top. West Ham had a good 15-minute spell versus Nottingham Forest. That's the only good 15 minutes they've had all season. It's just a little bit of a blip. Brighton will still go out and win this game 2-1. Wolves versus Spurs. Every single year Spurs manage to bottle stupid games in the FA Cup. They could probably beat Manchester City, but they go out and lose to Wrexham. As a wise Italian man once said, it is the history of the Tottenham, and well, it just keeps on repeating themselves. How many years will they go trophyless? Spurs are currently 4th in the Premier League. It looks like they'll be playing Champions League football next season, but you just know they're going to end up bottling that, and this game is going to be the start of it. I fancy Spurs to struggle in this game, and Wolves will probably deserve a win, but I'll give them a draw. It's going to be a boring 0-0 draw. Leicester versus Southampton. The battle of the bottle jobs, and Spurs aren't even playing. Leicester went out of the FA Cup to Blackburn, and Southampton lost to Grimsby, League 2 Grimsby. I understand they're bottom of the league. It doesn't mean they have a fantastic super squad, but you'd still expect them to be able to beat League 2 Grimsby. Both teams will be low on confidence after poor FA Cup results, so I reckon the points will be split in a 1-1 draw. Goals will come from James Maddison and James Ward-Prowse. Nottingham Forest versus Everton. A poor enough result from Everton, losing 4-0 to Arsenal. Though it is expected for them to lose, you don't want to lose like that. Nottingham Forest also lost 4-0 recently. A poor result versus West Ham. West Ham had a brilliant 15 minutes where they scored goals for fun, and really that just put Nottingham Forest to bed. Even though this game is at the City ground and Forest have been better this season, so you probably would fancy them to win this game, but I just feel like Sean Dyche is going to have a response to that Arsenal result. So for that reason, I reckon Everton will get a proper result, a 1-0 win thanks to a goal from Connor Cody. Liverpool versus Manchester United, the big one, the biggest rivalry in English football at Anfield. It's going to be a massive game. Manchester United looking for revenge and Liverpool battling for top 4. Man United were embarrassed last season at Anfield. Liverpool totally outplayed them. This is Manchester United's time to strike back and beat them at home. You would think this is Manchester United's time, but for some reason I do genuinely think Liverpool are going to win this game. Despite the fact Manchester United are in fantastic form, a week after winning the Carabao Cup and beating Barcelona at home, I think they're going to lose to Liverpool. Liverpool are going to go out and win this game, a really important game in their season to really fight for that top 4. They're going to win this game 2-1 thanks to goals from Mo Salah and a winner from Darwin Núñez. Brentford versus Fulham, a London derby and also a battle for the European spots. Brentford haven't been great in recent weeks. They've dropped some silly points and are closing in taking on Chelsea in the table. That's horrendous. Fulham are quietly going about their business this season. They've been of the same quality as Brighton, but Brighton seem to be getting all the attention, despite the fact Fulham were in the Championship last season. For me, the standout player for Fulham this season has been João Palhinha. Wow, what a player, what a signing. Signing him from Sporting Lisbon was a brilliant piece of business, and he has been key for their success. I fancy Fulham to pick up all 3 points this game, and they're going to win this game 1-0 thanks to a goal from João Palhinha. So that was my Game Week 26 Premier League predictions. Let me know what you thought of in the comments, and as always, make sure to leave your Game Week 26 Premier League predictions in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like. I would appreciate that a lot. And if you are new to the channel, I really appreciate if you could subscribe. And if you want to support the channel that extra bit more, feel free to become a channel member. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.